Hello guys, you should totally subscribe to my grandpa's YouTube channel.
What is up, everybody? Loki Teen is coming to Marvel Strike Force this upcoming week, I do believe. And I want to kind of go over his abilities, his kit, which ones are the most important at T4 if you are going to unlock Loki Teen, and just my overall opinion and thoughts of the character that they are releasing called Loki Teen, essentially. So definitely go down below and subscribe. I'm going to try to do one of these on all the Bifrost characters, or the whole Bifrost team, essentially. And that way you stay up to date when those videos go live. I do want to come over here to the updates section, and it's in the weekly blog from yesterday on June 30th, talking about how Loki Teen release July 3rd at 2 p.m., which means if you have money and you want to spend it on this character, that's the time to do it. Now, July 7th, Loki Teen Showcase, and it's going to be showcasing him kind of like they're doing Vol right now, is what I'm assuming. I don't know exactly how the event's going to go. I don't know if we're going to be able to unlock this character, if there's any way to earn the character shards, depending on how far into the game you are, if you can beat certain campaign nodes, if they're even going to reward us. I don't know, but it is the showcase coming. I'm hoping there's some way to obtain some Loki Teen shards. Otherwise, it's just another reason I'm not a really big fan of the character. And we're going to dive into his kit, and I'll kind of explain why I'm not all excited for this character, in my personal opinion. Now, looking at Loki Teen, let's go ahead and view costumes. No, okay, it won't let me do that. Anyway, he's got this alligator. And honestly, this is the best part of the whole character, in my personal opinion, is the alligator, right? I love it. And I kind of like the names of the kit as well. This character is going to be a villain, cosmic mystic, support, Bifrost, Asgardian. So I'm praying there's some kind of implications or some way to use him in the Asgardian team in some kind of setup or comp. Because the healing aspect has always been hella with Greg. When Greg dies, it adds some healing, right? Otherwise, there ain't much of a healer in that team. Now, it's a teenage version of Loki that applies regeneration to his allied Loki variants and hides a wicked bite up his sleeve, being the alligator. Alright, so breaking it down here, character abilities, bite and blade. So rock and roll, baby, bite and blade, right? You got this crazy little alligator going to mess you up. So it is going to attack the primary target when the skill is max. I have them all on max, and we'll lower the skills at the end here after I break them down, and I'll show you which ones I think are the most important to upgrade, if any, honestly. And I think you might be interested or surprised at some of my personal opinions. Attack primary target for 300% damage, which is solid damage, right? Clear 1 positive effect. Solid A1, great for ISOs if you're using like a striker on them. With the heals and the regenerations going out, I might think healer as well for ISOs, but we'll see as we go through the kit here. So he is going to gain regeneration and clear 1 negative effect from self. He's going to apply regeneration and clear 1 negative effect from the most injured non-summoned ally. So if he's with Hela, it ain't going to affect Hela, right? So it's got to be a non-summoned actual character in the game. Now, raids, there's a lot of callouts to raids in here, and that's what they were designed for, is the incursion raids, right? But I always like a character that can be used in other game modes as well. Otherwise, they're just not that valuable to me, because I want to build my own favorites and then use them in raids. And I don't want to have to build a team that was only created to solve a raid they built so they can make a team to solve it. If that makes sense. So, apply regeneration to all Bifrost in raids. When this character performs a counterattack or assist and has regeneration, he just does more damage on that counterattack or assist. So really, he's gaining regeneration and clearing negative effects, essentially. He's got a little bit of cleansing going on, as well as he's clearing positive effects from the enemies. Now, what goes up must... I don't know, it must come down, I'm sure. Attack primary target for 100% damage, which is nothing, right? But it's 100% drain, so you're going to get some healing factor off that if they try to focus him early on. And it starts off ready to use, essentially. Now in raids, this attack primary target for 420% damage instead. So again, in raids, it's going to be insanely powerful. But overall, it's a 2-hitter, essentially. He's going to attack primary and adjacent targets for 420% damage. 420, you can never go wrong, right? So flip heal block on self and all allies. That's huge, because otherwise how are they going to heal, right? Apply regeneration to self and all allies. So again, you can use this in the Asgardian team. It's going to be healing them and flipping heal blocks. It's going to be helping himself, as well as it's going to hit him once, heal himself, and then it's going to hit 3 people for big damage. So even outside of raids, I like that skill a lot. Now in raids, it's going to flip additional negative effects to positive effects on self and all Bifrost allies. So in raids, he's really going to need to be with the Bifrost team, right? Apply 2 additional regeneration to self and all Bifrost allies, which That's great and all because that's how they're designed, is to be together, right? Again, I like the skill for solo, honestly. Now, Instigator, right? He's instigating shit. And it's on, it'll be your third turn you can use it. So, first time, second time, and then the third time you'll actually be able to get this off. This is a massive cooldown, so I don't know the other characters' kits, and I don't know how often you're going to actually get to use this skill with that massive of a cooldown, right? So, we will dive into that and see if that makes that better or worse. Attack primary target for OMG 550 damage, 100% drain, essentially healing him full would be my guess. A massive heal there, right? And all drain is when you hit somebody, it's a life steal. You take the damage you dealt, and that heals you. So it's like a big swing in characters. He's going down, you're going up, essentially. It says redistribute total health evenly between self and all Bifrost allies. And this is like a throwback to Scarlet Witch. She does a similar thing. But this is for Bifrost allies only. Clear all negative effects from self and Bifrost allies. So I really don't like this skill at all, in my personal opinion. Bear in mind, it is a single target nuke, healing himself, and it's applying regeneration to all allies. So it does have some plug and play variations you can use there, but it's just not really that great, right? In raids, obviously, if the primary target is a cosmic hero, this attack deals additional damage. Apply safeguard and immunity to self and all Bifrost allies. So in raids, this character is going to be phenomenal. That's what he was built for, essentially. What I'm trying to get down to is this a character free to play or light spender that I want to build personally, because I'm not even in incursion raids. And I may never want to use this character or this team in incursion raids. You know, that might be my perspective later on as well. So personally, I really don't like the skill. And I don't like how it's all about raids, but that's what the team is. So is this a team I'm going to skip? Potentially. We'll have to see after I break down all the characters, right? Now, that being said, there's Vol. I'm not skipping. Obviously, Vol can be used anywhere, any team, plug and play, powerful, OP. And I'm hoping some of the other, like Sylvie, I really hope she is phenomenal because I want to break down her kit, and I hope I can use her elsewhere other than just this Bifrost team and or raids. So moving into the ultimate, Teenage Trickster. And this ain't a bad skill at all. On turn, he'll sell for 5% of max health, plus 5% of max health per non-minion Asgardian ally. So on an Asgardian team, I love that. And obviously he will be, whether it's Bifrost Asgardians or original Asgardians. You know what I mean? Like a Hela, regular Loki, Thor, Teenage Trickster, and Vol or something like that. I can see a comp where they've got the hills, the damage, the negative effect spread. You know, I don't know for theory crafting, but essentially it's another 25%, making it a 30% hill on turn every time. So he ain't going to have no problem staying alive, I wouldn't imagine. Now, on self or Bifrost ally turn, transfer defense down from that character to the enemy with the lowest resistance that does not have defense down. So transferring defense down is putting out the assumption that he's going to have defense down. Otherwise, this skill really sucks, or an ally is going to have defense down. And I'm sure that's applied a lot through the characters that you're fighting in incursion raids, but personally, I'd rather not have defense down. You know, I'm not planning on it, so it's technically just built for that raid, I would assume. So essentially, he's going to get 30% max heal, and he's going to gain 100% resistance, which is huge. It's bumping his resistance to like 54,000, which is quite phenomenal, and he will resist a lot of negative effects incoming, essentially. Now in raids, he's on spawn. He's going to apply regeneration, immunity for 2 turns to self and all allies. So they ain't going to even have negative effects for this to even matter, okay? Now on enemy, Cosmic Hero turn, apply safeguard to self and all Bifrost allies. So apparently Cosmic Heroes really smacked these guys in the teeth. That's why he's applying the safeguard and such. If this character or any Bifrost ally has regeneration, that character gains 60% damage and 100% chance to counterattack, which is just insane. 100% chance. And they're always going to have regeneration with this character pumping them out left and right. So, and allies gain 100% resistance. So again, I don't even know how they're going to have defense down at all. You would think with that increased resistance, it wouldn't be on them anyway. And the immunity for 2 turns, you're going to nuke them in 2 turns, I would assume. Or I would hope. I don't know. But, alright, let's go ahead and talk about which one T4 priority. I don't really like the skill. Personally, it's not terrible by any means. This skill I just don't even like. It's a single target nuke. This one has some viability elsewhere than just raids. I do like it. As well as the A1. You can't go wrong when you're getting clear positive effect or placing a positive effect plus bonus stuff, right? So overall, I'm not really a huge fan because of the calls to Bifrost so much, but it's not by any means a terrible kit, right? It's just he essentially is a cop out to beat incursion raids, is what I feel like. And that's not a character I personally want to go after, but that's kind of how this game's run, you know what I mean? So starting off here in raids, it just makes him better. I don't care about that. Going from level 6 to 7, if I want to T4 this, increasing huge damage and applying 2 regeneration to self and all allies as opposed to just 1. So I feel that damage is huge, especially bumping the drain. So we're going to make that the priority at the moment. Right here, you're going to gain 60% drain on the primary attack, which is huge, making it 100% drain. 180% damage on the secondary attack, actually making it do some damage for real. And then in raids, it's bumping that damage way higher, right? Again, I don't know what we'll see here. I want to read through the basic. So it's applying 60% damage to primary targets, and then in raids, apply regeneration to all Bifrost allies. So that's adding for more for raids, which is what this is about. But personally, I would say this is maybe the least important in my personal opinion. I would say this is the most important for a single target nuke, as well as the 2 regenerations to self and all allies, which is going to help you in any game mode in the game that you're using this character. So this is definitely the priority on the ultimate, to take it to tier 4 ability materials. That one I'm going to go third on his ultimate. I don't care about this personally. It's more for raids, but it does make that huge 100% chance to counterattack, and that's quite phenomenal. So we're going to go first. Second, it would be the special. Third would be the passive, and then fourth, if you want to invest into it, would be the basic attack. And that would be my personal recommendations. That's how I would upgrade them to T4 them, essentially, taking them from 6.6, 6.4. That's how I would work it. Alright, sorry about that. My puppies were freaking out. My grandson come busting in the door. So my overall opinion of Loki Teen is I like the alligator a lot. And I love Asgardians, but personally, he's not really high on my priority list to ever go after currently. So I just really ain't digging him. His kit overall, it's built for raids. Anywhere else, he's mediocre. You know what I mean? He's got some heals and some weird effects. It's not somebody I'm personally going to be targeting. And I definitely wouldn't be spending to get this character, in my personal opinion. But, you know, do what you got to do and make your own personal choices, essentially. But the overall breakdown, if you are investing in him, like I said, the T4 priority, striker or healer, in my personal opinion, because he's got a lot of single target damage. Doesn't hit a lot of people. So if you're running that striker to clear them positive effects, and gaining the regenerations, which also boost him for his more damage down here, it's pretty huge. So let me know what you think down below for Loki Teen. Are you going to be going after him? Is this a character you enjoy visually? Is he aesthetically pleasing to you? Everybody's going to love the alligator. I love the alligator. But this is not a character I'm personally hyped for, in my personal opinion. So that's all I got. Much love. Stay healthy. We'll catch you all in the next one.